What's up, dude? Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy Monday. I hope that you all had a fantastic weekend, Halloween. I love personally seeing everybody's Halloween looks like on Snapchat and Instagram, like the day after Halloween or like the Halloween weekend. I think it is so much fun, and now that people are doing like 2 or 3 different costumes a weekend, it's so much fun because when else do we have a chance to like dress up and do all that fun stuff? I absolutely loved it. So today that's been a lot of what I've been doing, is looking at people's costumes. Today is Sunday when I'm filming this, so looking at everyone's costumes and whatnot, so that's super fun. But let's see, besides that, I don't think I have anything to preface this video with, so we will just jump right into it. So if you grew up in the 90s to early 2000s, even today, it's on Hulu, I believe, but I'm sure you've seen the movie, or, oh my gosh, the TV show, Home Improvement. It's with Tim Allen and Patricia Richardson, I believe is her last name. And in the show, there is the oldest son, Brad, Zachary Ty Bryan. In his adult years, like after the show, he did go on to do some movies, nothing real huge. He was in Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift, which is literally the only one out of that franchise that I haven't seen. I refuse to watch it. Anyways, in like Home Improvement's heydays, he was kind of a bit of a teen heartthrob. He was very well known, and then like in the later years kind of fell off a little bit, but nowadays he is living in Oregon and he has 7 children total. But we are not here to talk about like his background. Instead, we are talking about some criminal charges that he faces. So in October 2020, he was living in Eugene, Oregon, as was his girlfriend at the time and fiance now, Johnny Faye Cartwright. So in October of 2020, authorities had been called to his residence because of a possible DV situation. I don't want to say it because I don't want YouTube to like flag this video or anything. But when the authorities showed up, they found Zachary sitting outside at a neighboring apartment. He had reportedly assaulted Johnny, impeded her breathing, and took her phone away when she tried to call 911, according to the cops. So basically, he tried to strangle her. She declined any medical assistance, and Zachary was booked into Lane County Jail. He claimed later that the incident was blown out of proportion. The couple was arguing due to the secrecy of their relationship because he was still married to his wife, his first wife at the time, Carly Matros, whom he shares 4 children, 2 twin girls, a daughter, and then a son. Those 2 were high school sweethearts, and they got married shortly after high school. But the couple had been married in 2007, but had reportedly split up a month before this incident. Now, that I got from, I think it was Us Weekly that said that, so I'm not totally sure how credible that is. There's not a lot of articles written about him because he isn't like a huge mainstream actor anymore, I wouldn't personally say. So it's hard to find sources that would be super reliable. So some of these facts that I got, I will tell you guys whether or not I think they're true or I got them from Us Weekly. But anyways, so about the incident, Zachary said, "We didn't even really get that physical. We got really loud. We were screaming, and because we were in a townhome that had thin walls, everybody could hear. Johnny was at the time really upset about my situation. At the end of the day, the police throw a bunch of counts at you because they ultimately want you to plead something." Bryan added, "I could have fought it, but that's more stress and drama. I got 2 misdemeanors and called it a day," which okay. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe he didn't want to fight it because that would have cost a lot in lawyer fees. The 2 felonies were assault and robbery, and the misdemeanor was for harassment. Zachary and Johnny announced their engagement in November of 2021, and they have a set of twins together as well as a daughter, and I believe they also have a son together. According to USA Today, in July of this year, Bryan was arrested by the Eugene Police Department in Oregon after officers received report of a physical dispute between a male and an adult female at a North Eugene residence. This statement was shared by Melinda McLaughlin on July 31st. Zachary was then charged with 2 counts of assault in 4th degree, and his sentencing required that he serve 7 days in jail, but he did get credit for time already served, and since he got a negotiated resolution, he will now receive a downward dispositional departure to 36 months of supervised probation and standard domestic violence conditions, including no contact with the victim without the probation officer's approval, treatment for alcohol and substance abuse, issues at the direction of the probation officer, and no alcohol or drugs. In the event that Mr. Bryan does not live up to the obligations of the probation, he will be brought back before the court and subject to 19 to 20 months of prison that the court suspended. Johnny issued a statement about the incident saying, "I'll always want what's best for the father of my children. Trauma can bring struggles in many shapes and forms. It's a horrible situation that's going to be spun in so many ways. I've learned firsthand the truth will never align with what's been put out there. I ask everyone to please be respectful of our privacy for the sake of the children and our families so the healing process can begin." Now, I don't know, like, what's been going on since then. His mugshot is out there. But yeah, that's kind of just like what we have. It's not uncommon, weirdly enough, to hear of child stars from, like, 90s, early 2000s that were on really big hit shows to have like some sort of record or to break the law in some way. It just seems like that's been happening a little bit more recently. I've been seeing more stuff about that. But Zachary also like started an agricultural like startup company that was here, turned out to be like fraudulent. Okay, sorry, my SD card on my camera just filled up, so that's fantastic. He ended up with $50,000 worth of investors' money that never got a return on that investment, and the company never really actually like started. So he's kind of had some struggles with the law, and it's so bold to say, but it's like, is it because as a child he made a lot of money and then later on in his life he wasn't in as many movies, he wasn't working as much as an actor, and then he wasn't making as much later on? I don't know. And he was just, trying to find a way to make money. I don't know. It's very hard to say. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found it interesting, please be sure to give it a thumbs up down below and subscribe. But that's it for me today. I will be back on Wednesday with another video. Bye, guys.